There I was, just a few years into my private practice. I was working the typical long hours of a doctor, rushing through each day with little thought for myself, when I found out I had multiple fibroids, benign tumors, in my uterus. Soon, the pain and irregular bleeding affected everything I did. Rather than listen to my body, I decided a hysterectomy would solve the issue. After all, that was what traditional medicine had taught me. Diagnose the problem, then fix the problem without delving into the cause of the problem. At that point, I was still in a rush mindset. Everything was rushed. I needed to rush to get a hysterectomy. I needed to rush to be back to work in 2 weeks. All I could think of was fixing the issue as quickly as possible. I thought the fast way was the best way. Boy, was I wrong. During the surgery, the doctors discovered I had lived through a ruptured appendix. By some miracle, my body had healed itself from the appendicitis and walled off the area to protect my body from the infection. This miracle saved my life, but also left behind a diseased, scarred area in my abdomen. Clearly, I had somehow learned to live with extreme inflammation and discomfort, and even thought of it as normal. It took me many more years to recognize a simple truth. Constant discomfort is not normal. During the hysterectomy, the doctors attempted to fix the old, diseased area of my intestines and accidentally cut a small hole in, my bowels. From that point forward, my medical journey began. I was in the hospital 3 different times for a total of 40 days and could not work for almost 5 months. I ended up losing almost 30 pounds and became severely anemic, with a hemoglobin of about 8, should be above 12. My muscles atrophied as my body ate my own muscle to stay alive. At one point, I had pneumonia. At another, I had an allergic reaction to an anesthetic that nearly killed me. The list goes on. An abscess in my abdomen, a blood clot in my left arm, an IV feeding tube for over 3 months. I was weak, frail, fatigued, and closer to death than I care to admit. On the outside, before this happened, I was a seemingly healthy 38-year-old woman, and yet I almost didn't come out alive. The entire experience was humbling, to say the least. As horrible as the experience was, I am eternally thankful for having had it. That may sound strange to say, but getting close to death finally woke me up. My journey in the healthcare world. Today, I am an integrative medicine physician with a thriving practice in Murrieta, California. As an integrative physician, I evaluate the whole person and focus on prevention and getting to the root cause of the medical issues a patient is having. Integrative medicine is a proactive arm of medical care. I did not always practice this type of medicine. In fact, I was not trained at all for this type of medicine in medical school. Instead, I spent hours upon hours learning how to diagnose diseases and how to administer pharmaceutical medications. There was minimal, if any, training on getting to the cause of diseases and preventing illness by utilizing nutrition, exercise, hormone balancing, supplements, toxin avoidance, detoxification, restful sleep, and the mind-body connection. I graduated medical school in 1996 and finished my family medicine residency in 1999, becoming board certified in family medicine. I knew I didn't want to work for someone else, so I took the appropriate steps to open a private family medicine office. I moved from Orange County, California, to Murrieta, California, and started a practice in an area that was growing in population and was more affordable for starting a medical practice. I always had good intentions. I genuinely wanted to help patients achieve better health, and my practice quickly grew. I hired a physician assistant to help with the workload and saw all types of patients, from children to adults to geriatrics.